Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another boot review. Today, this is a pair of boots that my wife actually bought for me as a early birthday present. Um, Completely surprised me. Normally, I got a pretty good idea on what she's buying me for my birthday and whatnot. And these just showed up in the mail the other day. I asked her what it was, and she said, "Oh, those are, the box is for you." We opened it up, and these were inside. These, unfortunately, I do not know the model name of. I do know they were made by AMIClubwear. However, when I did go looking on their website, I couldn't find this specific boot. Um, she did purchase them on Poshmark and not directly from the AMIClubwear website. So they may be a discontinued model. Unfortunately, she didn't keep the box and I didn't get the model name. So that's the reason why I distinctly remember it was an AMIClubwear box that they came in. They were brand new, all wrapped up and everything. They're not used at all. They, like I said, brand new. But I didn't get the model name off the box, and since I wasn't the one who purchased them, I don't know what they are. And the seller actually didn't have them on the Poshmark site either. They didn't even mark that they were from AMIClubwear. They just said, "Oh, brown thigh-high boots." So, anyhow, like I said, they are from AMIClubwear. They feature a full 5-inch heel, and I did measure them with the tape measure. It's exactly 5 inches to the top. These are in a size 11. I don't know if the heel would change for different sizing. Most manufacturers do that now. There was a time where they didn't, and if you had a really small foot, they would only shrink the heel by a tiny bit to try to keep the proportions of the shoe similar. But sometimes some manufacturers, they just say, "Oh, we only have like 3 size heels and we use those along the entire size range." And then other companies, they have a whole variety of heels and they'll use them accordingly. So that way the size of the arch and whatnot doesn't change too much. And it doesn't become uncomfortable, because a 5-inch heel for a woman that wears a size 5 shoe, their foot's gonna be almost vertical, and it would be kind of silly. Whereas on a size 11, it's spread out more and your foot's coming down a little further, so it's easier to wear a higher heel. Obviously, as you can see, they are a soft fabric material. There's a little bit of, actually, there's not a whole lot. I thought there was a little more stretch than there is. It's really not super stretchy at all. Whether that's going to help or hinder with fitting on larger legs, I'm not sure. They're actually a little baggy on me, and I have a 15-inch calf. So the calf measurement on here, I would guess, is 15 and a half, maybe 16. I didn't put a tape measure on there. The upper thighs, I didn't have to adjust any of the belts out of the packaging. As you can see, the belts are captured on here. The zipper runs full length, top to bottom, all the way to the very bottom of the arch. Some zippers I've seen that stop a little ways up. These run all the way to the very bottom of the sole, to the very top. The buckles are all sewn in, so they're captured there. There are some adjustment holes. They come set from the factory in the middle. I can see there's one hole here and one hole here, so there's a tiny bit of adjustability. If you needed them to go much larger, you're kind of close to the end of the belt as it is, and you can't take them off because they're sewn in. So unfortunately, if for some reason if you get to the end of here and you need to make the belts even bigger, it's not going to happen. But looking at it, the belts really, I mean, because the fabric's not very stretchy, you're not going to be able to get it too much further past that anyway. You'll never actually max out the belt. The included, the belt with the included holes. You should not have to make new holes. The insides are lined in this really, really soft and smooth tricot type lining. It's a very, very smooth lining. I would think if these boots do not fit tight to your legs, they are gonna slide down. So what starts out as a thigh-high boot, which they are thigh-high, I measured from the point back here at the top of the heel to the top of the shaft was 26 inches. So they're definitely a full thigh-high. They're not just an over-the-knee or OTK. They're a full thigh-high. However, I would think after a full night of wearing them, if you're not pulling them back up, by the time you're done, they're going to be down at your knees, if not even further, because this inside material is very, very slick and smooth, and it's just very soft, very flexible. I don't know what other colors these boots were available in. These are kind of a chocolate brown color. Not positive on how well the camera's going to pick up the color, especially with the yellowish light above me. The toes are fairly pointed. They're not extreme by any means. And the overall fit of the foot portion of the boot it actually runs a little big from when I was wearing them earlier. The width is perfect for my feet. I do have a couple pairs of boots that are a little on the tight side, even though they're 11s. These are perfect, if not maybe just a tad too wide, and definitely front to back. I'd say when I'm sitting, they're okay, but when I stand up, my weight pitches down because it is a tall 5-inch heel. And I'd say there's a little bit of a gap in here, and I can feel a lot of pressure built up in the front of on the top of my foot across here as my foot tries to slide forward, and a little bit of a gap back there. So I could probably wear these with a regular pair of socks rather than nylons and be okay, and it'll help take up some of that space. Overall, the shape in here, I've probably talked about this before, where the shape from your heel down to the ball of your foot is very crucial in how comfortable a pair of heels are. I have my 9 West boots that the shape of this is kind of awkward, and it puts a little bit of weird pressure in the arch area and whatnot, and it's not the most comfortable for walking. These are, I'd say they're 50-50. They're not the most comfortable that I have, but yet they're not the least comfortable. They're in the middle, and part of that could be because they're a little too big. Part of that could be just the design and shape of the overall foot. The heels, I do actually really like the style of. If you notice, it might be a little hard to show up, but it's a very slim heel, probably the thinnest that I have in my entire collection, and it's pretty straight. I mean, it's got a little bit of curve back here, but then it runs real straight the whole way down, and it keeps that same thickness from this point all the way down to that point. Just as a comparison, my only other pair of 5-inch heels at the moment are these PVC pleasers. And if you notice, these have more of a curve all the way down. So there's a curve that starts here, and it really doesn't straighten out till way down here. So it's still thicker even in this section, whereas this is a very straight heel. So you can kind of see the difference. And these are both 5-inch heels. The shape down in here is a little different than these. So these are actually a little more comfortable than these, but not by much, not a whole lot. These will pitch my whole body weight forward just a little more than this pair does. It's a little steeper of an angle. Like it kind of drops off a little little sharper, whereas this has a little more of a slope. It kind of supports your weight a little better, but it's not so detracting from the overall experience that it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself. If you're inexperienced in wearing a really tall heel, yeah, they're going to feel like stilts and feel impossible to wear. But overall, I'm very pleased with these. Surprises me with boots because she always buys pairs for me that I would never even dream of buying. Like I would have just passed these over on a website and been like, no, that's not my style. And I know it might sound a little, I don't know the proper word for it, not depressing, but kind of like a bummer that, oh, you're missing out on some great pairs of boots by just fluffing them off. But I mean, everybody's attracted to a certain kind of style. So this style, as much as I enjoyed putting them on and wearing them, it's not so, if I had a choice of 30 different pairs, this pair probably not going to land in the 30 choices because I'm going to have a different pair that I liked more. But there's also a lot of styles out there that I like even less. So, you know, it's a mid-range, like, okay, yeah, I like them. Would I have chosen them right off the bat? No. But I'm glad she got them for me because I get to experience something a little different. There's been a few pairs of boots that she's bought me that I went, oh, I really like those. And I wouldn't have picked them otherwise. So that's kind of my 2 cents. Like I said, they are from AMIClubwear. We got them on Poshmark. They were really cheap. I think she paid $30 for them and somehow managed to even get free shipping out of the deal. I'm not sure how she did that, but she did. So real cheap. But AMIClubwear, I've had some of their boots in the past, and they're all inexpensive, and the quality of them is decent. I'm not gonna say they're spectacular, but they're decent. They're not super cheap. They don't seem to be, you know, having a lot of loose threads and falling apart right away. This pair, I did already find one issue where the left boot, the zipper is really stiff and gets stuck. Like 2 or 3 different areas all the way down the boot. The right boot, the zipper works nice and smooth, just the way it should. But this left boot here, as we start to unzip it, there's a sticky spot right there where it really gets jammed. And I mean, we don't have a leg in there. We're not trying to zip it up and trying to stretch fabric. We're just trying to unzip it, and it's really, really difficult, unfortunately. The right boot works just as it should. So that's the only gripe that I've found with these so far. And I mean, it's gonna be hit and miss when you're talking a $30 pair of boots. And when we live in a day and age where designer boots will go, cheap designer boots are $100 for a pair, and they go all the way up into the thousands for the really big name brands, and the real high end couture and whatnot. So with the real high end stuff, I mean, the prices just get outrageous and real. I don't understand how people can justify that, but hey, everybody's different. So yeah, it's not really fair to compare a $30 pair of boots to a $3,000 pair of boots, but like I said, for what you're paying for, the quality is fairly decent. I mean, the craftsmanship's okay. I wouldn't put them even on the same level as a pair of pleasers. The pleasers seem much more rugged and durable than these might be. I don't expect these to last me more than a year or two, whereas the pleasers, I've had this pair now for 8 years. So this just this one pair, never mind all the other pairs that I've owned. And like I said, I have had AMI in the past, and they were decent, just the same as these. So, I mean, if you're looking for something cheap and you find a style that you like on their site, go ahead, check them out. Just know that you're not going to get 100% perfect each time out. Your results may vary because their tolerances aren't going to be quite as high as some of the other companies out there. Speaking of other companies, I do have a fun little announcement that I have managed to team up with another manufacturer, and they have decided to sponsor the channel. So they are in the process of sending me a pair of boots to review here on the channel, take some photographs and upload them for them. So be on the lookout. They are in the manufacturing process at the moment. They said that the particular pair that they were offering me are not normally in stock, so they actually have to make them. So they're in manufacturing at the moment, and they need to be shipped over. So when I'm got them in hand and whatnot, we'll be doing a video on those. I'm going to keep the name of the company under wraps until we unveil the video. As far as the timeline goes, I'm going to guess. I don't really. They haven't given me a ballpark as to how long this is going to take. But the order is in and whatnot, so it is in progress. But I'd have to guess, probably, given that it's just the beginning of March, I'd say probably April when I can see when they actually have these in hand. And then we'll make a couple videos sponsored by them and whatnot. So I'm really excited. It's my first sponsorship, and I'm hoping everything goes well. And if it does, they have definitely expressed interest in working with me through the future. As long, like I said, as long as everything goes well and we get a very positive response from you guys and whatnot, they're willing to continue to work with me. So that's really exciting news for me. So stay tuned. If you like everything that's going on, be sure to hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you want, there's the PayPal information down at the bottom. You can toss me a couple bucks to help support the channel and show me how much you really care about it. And I hope you guys all have a good day. Thanks for watching.